Hey YouTube, what's up? It's gonna be another Meier video, but now I need to talk about this because I didn't expect to film a huge amount of videos, but then I thought about it and I had a video I was gonna film for Megan right around the time I filmed Phoebe Prince's video, but I lost the notebook. Because I had 3 pages written about Phoebe and I was going to write down 3 pages about Megan, but then I lost it. And came across her video one night on the internet and then just started making videos about her. But it's time to film the video.
What happened here is horrifying. Why it might have happened will leave you incredulous.
She was just a good girl.
Tina Meier of suburban St. Louis is the mother of Megan Meier, who had lived a challenging childhood.
She got bullied in school, and she had big self-esteem issues. She had struggled with depression since she was in the 3rd grade.
Megan's mother and father allowed her to set up a MySpace account under their supervision, and said their 13-year-old swooned when she got her first affectionate note ever from a boy named Josh Evans.
It happens.
He thought she was really pretty. Posted on her comments on her pictures, you know, this is beautiful, your eyes are beautiful.
For about a month, Josh sent her instant messages saying things like, "Lucky me and lucky you, 'cause you're my number one."
You know, when I say stuff, I actually mean it.
But Megan's mother and father started getting suspicious.
Yeah, Megan made up, or no, not Megan. Josh made up some shit rule saying, or some shit lie saying, saying that this kid was from Florida and that he lived in O'Fallon, but he was from Florida. And then he said that she asked something about wanting to come to my birthday party, and he said he'd be in Florida and that a mom cannot afford a phone, and last but not least, his mom couldn't afford the internet, or couldn't afford internet, so he was at someone else's house.
Because although the notes were not explicit, their parental instinct told them something wasn't right.
I did contact the police department, and I called and asked to be transferred to the cyber crimes division to see how can I check to see if this MySpace account is real. Nothing you can do.
And then one day,
It was a whirlwind. It was Josh saying horrible things to Megan, Megan saying things back to him.
nasty messages from a boy who just a day before meant everything to this lonely girl. One in particular cut deep.
The world would be a better off place without you and have a shitty rest of your life.
When I watch The Web of Lies, see, I like to watch that show to see what the show's about. But the first video I came across was Megan Meier's, and apparently the messages said, "Everybody on O'Fallon knows who you are. You're a bad person and everyone hates you. Have a shitty rest of your life. The world will be a better place without you."
Megan was distraught beyond words.
This is the part I'll never forgive myself for, because
People were saying something about Megan, and she said, "I'm not these things, you're these things." Excuse me. And I'm pretty sure she must have used foul language in it.
she was looking for me to help calm her down like I normally always did and be there for her, and I was upset with her because I didn't like the language that she was using, and I was upset that she didn't listen to me and sign off when I told her to, and so I was aggravated with her about that and told her that she knew better, and she just said to me, "You're supposed to be my mom, you're supposed to be on my side."
I think Megan's mom raised her voice with her.
And she took off running upstairs.
It was too quiet for too long in that upstairs bedroom.
Tina left, walked upstairs. I didn't really pay much attention to it. And then I just heard a blood-curdling scream.
I just saw her hanging from her closet.
When she just screamed, I was right there.
I tried picking her up.
Held her, and I yanked the whole closet thing out of the wall. And Tina ran and got a knife so I could cut the belt from around her neck, and then started torturing.
And let me see. Her sister Allison, that's what makes her story even worse, is that she has a sister. She went to go get Blaine Buckles, I believe his name is, and he started to perform CPR too, and I think he accidentally broke her ribs, but she got a slight pulse, but she wasn't breathing, and I think they restored that, but then she died.
What with CPR?
She had tears the entire time running down the side of her face the entire until she passed away.
It's like, please. Please, Megan. Breathe.
Megan was pronounced dead the next day. When Ron Meier came home from the hospital, he wanted to find Josh Evans, let him know what he had done to his little girl. The first place he tried to look was Josh's MySpace page.
It was deleted. The whole Josh Evans no longer existed.
A month passed as the Meyers struggled with their grief, searching for answers why their daughter went to such extremes, and who was the boy who drove her there. Then a neighbor told them something stunning. Josh Evans was actually the creation of a mother who lived on the same block as the Meyers. A mother who actually went to Megan's funeral. According to an official police report, that mother acknowledged it. The report saying, in the months leading up to Meyer's daughter's suicide, she instigated and monitored a MySpace account, which was created for the sole purpose of communicating with Meyer's daughter. The Meyers were told the other
One person told me that girls have a lot of drama in between each other in life. It can happen.
family wanted to find out from Megan why she was having a dispute with their own 13-year-old daughter.
As if my daughter would have killed herself with a gun. They loaded the gun for her.
Who does that? Who loads a gun for someone to kill themselves?
We are not reporting the name of that other family to protect the identity of their daughter.
Drew. Lori Drew, Sarah Drew, Ashley Grills.
But did go to their home to try and get their side of the story. The woman's father answered the door. In a soft voice, the grandfather said it was sad, but then would not say if he thought the police report was wrong.
Have you talked to these people since then?
Yes, I have.
What have you said to them?
Probably things that I can't say on camera.
She probably used the word fuck, bitch, and maybe, I don't know, shithead? Maybe. That's what I call people. Actually, usually what I call guys when they're mean to me is asshole or cockboy.
And what have they said back to you?
Give it a rest.
Give it a rest.
Now at this point, if
Who says that?
you're waiting to hear what law enforcement is doing in an effort to get Megan and her family some justice, well, you may be waiting forever. County prosecutors, the county sheriff's office, and the FBI say there is no indication whatsoever a crime has been committed, so there are no plans to do anything legally. After initially telling us they weren't even investigating,
That's pathetic. You need to stand up and do something for Megan. Come on. I mean, to the FBI or to everyone, what would you do if your own daughter hung herself? Pretty sure you probably want revenge, but oh well. The FBI has federal investigations, I think. Federal Intelligence Agency, is that what it is? Let me go see. The FBI is the Federal Bureau. What does the FBI stand for?
According to FBI, the FBI stands for Federal Bureau of Investigation. Federal refers to the national government of the United States. Bureau is another word for department or division of government. Investigation is what we do, gathering facts and evidence to solve and prevent crimes.
I know the CIA stands for Central Intelligence Agency. Watch this. What does the CIA stand for?
Here is information from acronyms and abbreviations, the free dictionary.
What is the CIA?
Here is information from acronyms and abbreviations, the free dictionary.
The Central Intelligence Agency was in 1947. And there's the FBI, CIA, NSA. NSA is a National Security Agency. Here's some more.
In the case anymore, the prosecutor is now telling CNN his office will review the situation. But more than a year has gone by since Megan hanged herself. Tina and Ron Meier, who have separated partly because of the stress, were told by lawyers it was best to stay quiet. But they no longer are. They are angry and feel they owe it to Megan to speak out.
Maybe your story could help the welfare of another child.
Absolutely.
That's what we hope.
Gary Tuckman, CNN, O'Fallon, Missouri.
That's where it happened, was O'Fallon, Missouri. I'm over in Washington, so I know how it could be different. I'm in Washington. Megan was all the way over in Missouri. Like, Phoebe Prince was from Ireland, but she lived in Massachusetts, and that's even farther than. What's that girl's name? What's that girl's name? Amanda Todd. She was from Canada.
At first glance, this MySpace page looks like one belonging to a typical teenager. She likes hot guys and hip-hop. But scroll down.
When they play that part with the arms of the angel, I get goosebumps all the way up here and on the top of my head, my legs, and my arms. Ooh. It's just a horrible thing. You know, there was something I forgot to add. A lot of people have made memorials for Megan. One's gonna be up tomorrow. If I can get it up in time. Today was the 10th year. 10 years ago, she hung herself today.
This is her memorial page. This girl just wrote, I really wish I could have had a chance to meet you. I wanted to meet the beautiful and smart girl that everyone talks about. I hope you're resting easy, baby girl. This has about 90,000 views.
Megan Meier was 13 when she took her own life over a year ago. In September of 2006, Megan was just shy of her 14th birthday when what seemed to be a budding online relationship with a boy calling himself Josh Evans ended badly.
What's going on there? Hey, calm down. What is going on there? My daughter just hung herself.
The tragedy was compounded when it was learned that the cyber friendship that drove her to hang herself had been a hoax. Other kids posing as a fictitious boy. The sense of outrage deepened when one of the young participants in the hoax came forward.
She told us she had information that it was Lori Drew who created this MySpace account along with her 18-year-old employee and her daughter.
Lori Drew was not another preteen, but the mother of a girl who lived down the street. One person involved claims that Lori Drew asked her to create an account for the kids. Who do you blame?
Obviously, I blame the Drews. I blame them because they absolutely created the false account to completely trick my daughter.
Despite the tragic end of Megan's life, no criminal charges were brought against anyone by the state of Missouri. The internet is...
Megan was super gorgeous. She was very beautiful.
a young medium, and there were no laws on the books set up to address a case like this.
How did that make you feel? How could it be possible that no laws were broken?
It's pathetic that we, as a society, do not have laws to protect our children.
In an unlikely twist, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles started its own investigation of Lori Drew. But the alleged victim is not who you would think. It's MySpace, based in Beverly Hills. The prosecutor has decided to try a new tactic in this case, gambling on a charge he thinks may stick: wire fraud. Lori Levinson knows just how difficult it can be to prosecute such a controversial case. She spent several years in that same office.
In this situation, the prosecutors are searching around. We want to find her guilty of something. What can we get, even if it's a stretch?
Prosecutors may claim Lori Drew defrauded MySpace by helping set up a bogus profile on their website, posing as a minor, and targeted at another minor, Meier. An act that her family believes set off the chain of events that inexplicably led to the death of Meier.
Describe for me what kind of young girl Megan was.
Megan was, a goofy girl. Megan just giggled a lot. She was a class clown.
Events that
Megan's a lot like me. Like what she said.
inexplicably led to the death of Meier.
Describe for me what kind of young girl Megan was.
Megan was, a goofy girl.
I am kind of goofy, yeah. I kind of took pictures like she would. I'd be like this a lot. I'd be like this. And then I'd be like this a lot. Yeah, I was silly. Still am, though.
Megan just giggled a lot. She
That's always fun, to have someone who giggles a lot.
was a class clown.
This goofy girl, however, had battled bouts of depression since the 3rd grade, telling her mother she wanted to commit suicide and
Not a good idea. And seriously, that just hurts your family inside. Just inside. It's devastating.
cutting her arms. Like many young girls, she struggled with her self-esteem and desire to fit in.
In 7th grade is when Megan had a really, really tough year. That was the year that Megan was really, truly just trying to fit in. And she just couldn't figure it out. And it's a tough year for a lot of children.
In the beginning of her 8th grade year, one boy seemed to appear on Megan's MySpace account out of nowhere.
How did Megan's online interaction with Josh Evans begin?
She had a new friend request, and she looked at it, and it was a picture of a really good-looking boy, and said he wanted to be friends with her. And Megan looked at me, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, he is so hot." And I said, "Do you know who he is?" And she's like, "No." And I said, "Well, then I don't think you should add him."
Megan's persistence paid off. Tina Meier reluctantly allowed her to accept Josh Evans as a friend.
What did some of the emails say?
They were instant messages, and it was, "Gosh, you're so cute," or "Your eyes are beautiful," that type of stuff.
But from the beginning, Tina Meier sensed that there was something off about Josh Evans.
I was very open with her, and I said, "Megan, we don't know who this person is. This could be, a 40-year-old pervert. This could be a 16-year-old person, or it could be a 20-year-old person. We don't have a clue who this person is." Again, remember, people can be anybody that they say they want to be on the computer.
Unfortunately, her mother's intuition was right, though she never imagined that Josh Evans was a fake cyber character allegedly concocted by neighbors just 4 homes away. Lori and Kurt Drew had been a part of the Meyers' life for years. Their daughter was the same age as Megan, and the 2 girls had been friends since elementary school.
There was a lot of ups and downs with the friendship during that 7th grade year. One day that they would be friends, one day they wouldn't be friends. And I constantly battled with Lori Drew.
Their friendship eventually ended, and prosecutors may claim that Lori Drew, her daughter, and an 18-year-old family friend worked together to create this fictitious boyfriend for Megan. The alleged motive? To find out if Megan was saying mean things about the Drew's daughter.
When did the emails get negative? When did they get nasty?
The very first negative email of any kind came on Sunday, October 15th.
I'm going to read this. Is that the email that says, "I don't want to be friends with you anymore because you're not nice to your friends"?
Right.
A confused Megan wrote back, but she didn't get a response. On October 16th, she went to school and handed out invitations to her 14th birthday party.
I think she was actually having fun that day. The day that she was handing out the invitations, and then it just got bad.
She'd already picked out the polka dot dress she was going to wear. At 3:20, Megan returned home and rushed to the computer to see if Josh Evans had responded to her MySpace message.
Then she opens up that other message, and the message says, "You heard me. I said you're not a nice person, and I don't want to be friends with you any longer." It was typically back and forth, who are you talking to? Who's telling me that I'm mean?
At 5 o'clock, Tina Meier returned home from an appointment and found her daughter distraught.
Well, she went to the orthodontist for Alice and Megan's sister.
What began as Megan's attempt to understand why Josh Evans no longer wanted to be her friend had devolved into a barrage of insults with other kids joining in.
All of Josh's friends, all of Megan's friends, calling Megan a whore, a fat ass, calling her all kinds of god-awful names. And I had said, "Megan, you know what? I am really disappointed with the words and the language that you're using."
Now, what's her reaction to all this? How is
You know what I think she should have done? She should have just signed off and gone upstairs and thought, or at least talked to her mother and told her. I just wish they could have talked this out so Megan wouldn't have died.
she feeling?
She was crying, and she said, "You're supposed to be my mom. You're supposed to be on my side."
This is horrible that this happened to this beautiful, innocent young girl.
Megan took off running up the stairs. 20 minutes later, Tina Meier got a horrible feeling in her stomach.
I hadn't heard anything. Nothing. My heart dropped. And I just took off up the stairs. And I opened her door, and I just saw her hanging in her closet.
That night,
I wish Megan wouldn't have killed herself. That's horrible.
the Meyers tried to contact Josh Evans, but as quickly as he'd come into her life, he had vanished.
What we saw were the last two messages sent from Josh Evans, which were, "The world would be a better place without you, and have a the rest of your life."
Lori Drew's attorney says she didn't have anything to do with setting up his account.
Did Lori Drew set up or help create a fictitious website in the name of Josh Evans to monitor Megan Meier?
She did not.
Did she
Liar.
instruct anyone to do so?
She did not.
So she didn't send
Liar.
any emails.
She did not send any emails.
All Lori Drew did was be aware that they were doing this.
Correct.
Many of the viewers are going to be asking themselves, how could an adult, a mother, exercise such poor judgment and let this happen, knowingly let this happen?
Well, I think her judgment was probably clouded by a mother's concern for her daughter. Mean things were being said about her. And so she didn't think in a million years what happened would happen. That's, I think, why she didn't put a stop to it.
This novel criminal case could also present many challenges for the prosecution and problems for others who may have defrauded MySpace.
The huge issue in this case is the federal government all of a sudden going to step in with a wire fraud statute and charge everybody who's making misrepresentations on the internet? That would be an awful lot.
Even if Lori Drew is ultimately charged, she would probably face little time behind bars if convicted. And it wouldn't bring back Megan Meier.
Yeah, that's the only...
All of her dreams, her birthday, she was supposed to get her braces off that day. After all of those years, her black and white polka dot dress that she was going to wear, she wore it to her funeral.
Here we go. Here's one more video for it.
My name is Tina Meier, and I'm the founder and executive
I'm
director
actually going to do two more.
of the Megan Meier Foundation. I want to talk to you about cyberbullying, and I want to talk to you about a story about my daughter, Megan. Megan was born on November 6th of 1992. She was this amazing girl. Megan suffered from self-esteem issues
Megan was beautiful, like what she says.
of 1992. She was this amazing girl. Megan suffered from
I bet she was amazing, and she was beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to film one video after this one. She had a beautiful smile, too.
self-esteem issues from very early on. And in 3rd grade, Megan was diagnosed with depression and attention deficit disorder.
I have autism disorder, minor intellectual disability, and ADHD.
Megan struggled through the rest of elementary, and into middle school, Megan went through the traditional name-calling, the isolating, those bullying issues. In the beginning of her 8th grade year, Megan came home and asked if she could have a MySpace. And 3 weeks in, she got a friend request from a boy by the name of Josh Evans. She thought this boy was so cute and begged me to add him. Megan and Josh started talking. Josh told Megan she was beautiful and had beautiful eyes and a great smile. Megan thought he was
She did have beautiful eyes and a beautiful smile.
beautiful and had beautiful eyes and a great smile. Megan thought he was as cute as can be. And after 5 weeks of her and Josh talking and liking each other, Megan received a message from Josh that said, "I don't want to be friends with you anymore. You're not a nice person." I looked at the computer and saw messages that came from Josh to Megan, Megan to Josh, and now Josh had other kids involved.
Give me a minute. Sorry for the inconvenience. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Apparently something's acting up with our washer.
These messages were mean, humiliating, and cruel. The nicest of them, so you understand where that really went, was Megan Meier's a fat ass, Megan Meier's a whore. And those were the nicest things that went out about Megan. And she took off running upstairs to her room.
Still mean though, but that's the nicest. I'd hate to know what the worst was.
I went into the kitchen to talk to her dad, and probably 20 minutes passed. I stopped in mid-sentence. I just had this horrible feeling that ran through my body. I took off running upstairs to Megan's room, opened the door, and I found Megan hanging in her closet. Megan was transported to Children's Hospital, and 24 hours later, on October 17th of 2006, Megan passed away. Megan was weeks from being 14 years old. A few hours later, her dad left, and he went to the house to see, was there a note, was there something? How did this happen? There was no note, but he saw on Megan's instant messaging that there were 2 messages sent to her. They were from Josh, and they said, "The world would be a better place without you, and have a shitty rest of your life." These were the last 2 messages sent to Megan. I understand we all get hurt and embarrassed and humiliated and angry. But when we say those things, those few words, you can destroy another person. We found out 5 weeks after Megan passed away that this Josh Evans account, Josh was fake. He was never real.
And there's something else I'd like to say about that situation. It's not right at all.
It was really a mom who lived 4 houses down the street. It was her daughter Sarah who had been friends with Megan since the 4th grade, and another 18-year-old girl. These 3 were Josh the entire time. Why? They wanted to find out if Megan was talking about her daughter Sarah behind her back. That was the sole purpose. It was a joke. It was funny. 5 weeks prior to Megan's death, this family had no clue Megan was going to take her own life.
This is funny? This isn't funny. I'd even like to say that Daniel and the Karate Kid said this isn't funny anymore when people came to his shop and wrecked it.
But that's the problem. When we create these accounts because it's funny or it's a joke or other people think it's great and we join in, we don't have a clue what that other person feels, what they're going through. These are the tragedies that can happen. As a parent, I can tell you there is no greater loss. That pain and that grief I will carry for the rest of my life. What my hope is through hearing this story is understanding that our words and that our actions through electronics truly can hurt another person. We don't understand what they're feeling. I know that if Megan was here today, Megan did not want her life to end. She wanted the pain to stop, and she didn't realize where to turn. That's why we're here, to make sure that you as teens understand that you can go talk to a trusted adult, that you can contact Teen Line. There are people out there who care and want to help you, and we want to make sure you know that those are available.
Excuse me.
If you or someone you know is exposed to bullying, please know the teens at Teen Line are here to help. There's no issue too big or too small. Please call, email, or text us. Megan was a type of kid who kept you on your toes. She was diagnosed with depression and attention deficit disorder in 3rd grade. So many times when you have children who have ADD or ADHD, they are constantly on the move. You're constantly, they're 10 steps ahead of you. You're trying to stay close with that. So it was a busy lifestyle, but it was good. My girls were great. We did a lot of things, family vacations. Megan was the type of child who always wanted to know about things. I mean, she was not a naive child. Megan wanted, if she found out about something, she wanted to know how it was made, how it broke down.
She was like me. When I found out about Phoebe Prince, I did research about her. When I found out Megan died, I did research about her. When I found out about Amanda Todd, I researched that. When I found out about stuff that I didn't know about, I would research it after I immediately heard it. I'm the same way. When I heard about Paul Walker dying, I researched it. When I heard about Brian Griffin dying, I heard about that. I looked it up. I looked up everything about stuff I wanted to know about and stuff,
So,
I mean, I looked up how the new Star Wars movie was going to be made. I looked up stuff about AC/DC and all that.
things were great. Megan was in middle school. She had been bullied quite a bit, especially 7th grade was horrible for her. Boys stomped behind her in the lunch line, calling her a fat cow and an elephant.
There's something along that line. I was called fat in high school and fat in middle school. I was called fat ass and all that. There's something I want to say. If I had been in that situation, if I could go back in time to be with Megan and talk to them, I would have said, shut up or I'll punch the silly out of you.
To the point that Megan stopped eating lunch. She, of course, didn't tell me about this because why would you tell a parent about this? I mean, it's embarrassing. Megan was made fun of in gym, laughed at, called Thunder Thighs. Bottom line is Megan was miserable. She cried every morning going to school, every evening coming home from school. She wanted to fit in, and Megan thought, if I fit in with that popular crowd, those boys aren't making fun of those girls, so maybe they'll accept me. Unfortunately, nothing Megan did would work. Megan didn't feel, even though Megan had friends, Megan still thought that that was her answer. I used to tell her, Megan, you can't buy friendship. A friend is a friend through good and through bad, not just because you're giving them something or you can do something for them. But I was just a mom talking. I didn't understand what she went through every day. It was about 3 weeks in, and she received a friend request from a boy named Josh Evans. And the friend request would come in, and it would show a picture and the name. And Megan called me over to the computer excited. She said, Mom, come look at this. I went and I looked and I said, okay, who is that? And she said, I don't know, Mom, he's hot. I said, well, Megan, I'm great. You think he's cute and all, but is he a friend of a friend, or how do you know him? And she goes, Mom, I don't. He's hot. Please let me out. And I did at him. Told her, look, he says, I mean, negative sexual bullying. All of this have students of
What if she went to a friend's house? What if she went somewhere else and she was able to get on and add them? What if she added them under her friend's account? Even though she didn't have the password, there's still ways. So I, one, wanted to let her know that I do trust her, but secondly, I had the controls to monitor it. It was a Sunday night, October 15th of 2006, and she had filled out her birthday invitation. And it was late in the evening, and she said, hey, Mom, can I get on MySpace? I said, yeah, you can for a few minutes, so I signed her on. And she got a message from Josh that said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. You're not a nice person. And Megan was confused. She was, where is this coming from? What the heck? So she told me about it, and I said, Meg, respond. Maybe you had a bad day. Who knows? So she responded, what are you talking about? Where'd you get this from? But there was no response. So about a half an hour later, I called to check on her. And Megan was crying, and I said, Meg, what's going on?
And she said, Mom, they're being horrible. They're saying horrible things to me. Who? Who are you talking about? And she said, on MySpace. I said, Megan, are you still on MySpace? And she said, yes. And I said, Megan, get off the MySpace and I will be home. Probably 20 minutes went by and we were talking and I just got an absolute horrible feeling. I don't know how else to describe it throughout my whole body. And I took off running upstairs to Megan's room. I opened her door and I found her hanging in her closet. This is something really important that we have to start working on because technology is going to go nowhere. So we have to make sure that we can get this out there for more people to understand that it's something that kids deal with every single day, 24/7.
Alright, Jessica Mulford was also behind this, I heard. Michelle Mulford was one who told him the truth. And I said, Grill's final message to Megan came after Sarah gave Jessica Mulford, another girl in the neighborhood, the password for Evan's account, and Mulford sent a message as Josh saying he didn't want to be friends with anymore, and Grills testified in the search strategy. Drew, Grill, and Sarah Drew decided to turn Megan against the fake boy. They wanted to be mean to her so they would leave her alone and they could get rid of the MySpace. You know what I think they should have done? Is just get rid of the MySpace and none of this would have happened. Megan Meier's Facebook is still up for this day. It says, Megan Meier, this profile is restricted. Only confirmed connections can access this profile. Click the connect button to request a connection. It's true. You just go to MySpace and type in a site that actually no one uses anymore. And then there's many others. There's another Megan Meier one, but this one isn't the one I was looking for. There were more Megan Meiers, but the Megan I know is the one. And Megan has a picture of a flash camera, looks like. Peace out. Stay up to date and subscribe. Peace out. Stay tuned for some more videos.